friends, welcome to Godlywood Studio and your favorite program Ek Mulakat. There has been several definitions for life. Life is a game, play it well. Life is a song, sing it beautifully. And life is a book, read through all the pages. And the definition which I like most is that life is a series of choices. We are all choice makers. We make choices every now and then. And it is these choices which decides our future. At times we make good choices, and there are times when we make bad choices as well. And in this program Ek Mulakat, we try to bring in those personalities who has taken the right choices in life. And as a result, they can motivate everyone to take the right choices as well. And today we are fortunate to have Mr. Anup Puri in the studio, Assistant Director General, Leprosy Programs, Ministry for Health and Family Welfare, Government of India. Let us welcome him to the program. Anup Puri ji, welcome to Godlywood Studio and welcome to Ek Mulakat.
Om Shanti.
You have been a doctor since 1987. So, at the start of the program itself, can you describe your life journey as a doctor, and especially you are working with this leprosy program of government. So, along with that, how do you feel the attitude of the people have changed towards this kind of diseases?
Actually, I completed my MBBS in 87, and thereafter I have done my MD followed by senior residency. Then I joined lectureship in the medical college, and for the brief period I was a consultant in TB program, and thereafter I joined as a public health specialist in the government. And for the last 8 years I am with the leprosy program. I am working as Assistant Director General Leprosy in the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. After joining the leprosy program, my attitude towards leprosy program was leprosy patient was slightly different. Even after joining this Brahma Kumari organization, my total devotion or my total attitude towards the mankind has also been changed. In the leprosy program, we have to be very kind to the patient because there is a lot of stigma against the leprosy patients. And when I joined the program at that time, I was not knowing what is the importance of stigma in their life, what they are suffering. Basic root cause of the stigma is Lepers Act. During the British Raj, it was started, and at that time in India there was no specific treatment for the leprosy. And that was a very pathetic, they were living in a very pathetic situation. So that was the basic root cause of the stigma against the leprosy patients.
In general, we have seen that in India especially, there is a kind of stigma towards every this kind of fatal diseases and ugly diseases which people feel.
Yes, ugly disease. It is not a fatal disease. It is the least fatal disease.
But still people have this kind of a negative attitude towards it. A social isolation is
I would like to again correct myself. It is not a fatal disease at all.
In the past years or past 20-25 years, have you seen a change in people's attitude towards these diseases?
Yes, it has changed. It has changed because sensitization is being done. Sensitization for the leprosy is being done every time. Our politicians, our administrators are now more sensitive about the leprosy, and they want to take care of the leprosy. We have got a limited resources. We have to work in that resources.
And how do you describe your life journey and the lessons you have learned as a doctor?
When I became doctor, it is my duty to be more kind to the mankind. After joining the Brahma Kumaris organization, it has changed my life.
So how long have you been in touch with the Brahma Kumaris?
I have been in touch with the Brahma Kumaris for the last 1 year. The experience which I have gained over here after coming to the Mount Abu, it is entirely different.
Can you describe it? What difference did you feel?
I could not go into the meditation. I have tried meditation in other centers also, at home also, but I could not go into the meditation. Last evening I went to the meditation hall of Mount Abu. Over there, at least for 40 minutes, I was so much engrossed that I didn't know what is happening in the hall.
So that was meditation. Okay, so talking about meditation, how far do you feel is the importance of meditation in our present society? Meditation and values. There has been an erosion in values for the past years. So how would you look at it?
Yes, actually the meditation would help in bringing up the values. The values, I mean the ego. Ego is a very big, like your whole natural thing will go. The way I am talking to you, you are talking to me. If ego will come in between, we will not be able to talk with each other so naturally. All the Brahma Kumaris, they are so good orators. Whether they are 18 years, whether they are BA pass, graduate, postgraduate or higher ups, but all of them are very good orator.
It may be because of the training which they are receiving in the Brahma Kumaris, the spiritual training. So this kind of training should be given to our youth at large or everyone in general.
Yes, that will be very much helpful to them to inculcate the values, and after if these values are inculcated, then human relationship will also be good. Tension in between the mother and son, mother and daughter, daughter-in-law, and all these are all because ego comes in between, and that ego will go once we are not expecting anything from others. We have to give what we have to do for the others. Then there won't be any problem. I will naturally I will be having some expectation from my organization, but if I will think that what I have to do in this job, this is my job and these are my responsibilities and I have to complete these responsibilities.
Definitely, definitely. Anup Puri ji, you are hinting at a very important truth all our leaders has taught us. Rather than thinking about your rights, think about your duties first. When you perform your duties, all the rights will naturally come to you. This is also applicable in our family atmosphere also.
Yes. Power comes with the responsibility. If you take the responsibility, power will naturally come. You should always come forward to and take the responsibility, and that is my message for the youth and for every countryman, that this is the time when we are passing through a very bad situation. If nobody wants to take responsibility, somebody dying on the road, nobody wants to take the responsibility. Eve teasing is happening, nobody takes responsibility. Constable do not take responsibility. They will say that this is probably my not my beat area. Let me forget about this. So it is very easy to shirk away the responsibility, but once you start taking the responsibility, you will start enjoying it.
Anup Puri ji, talking about social responsibility, as you said, it is right that everyone want to shrink away from responsibility, and that is one of the root causes of the problems which we see in the society right now. Transforming oneself into such a stage, such an elevated stage, so that people can look at you and get inspired, that also should be one of our social responsibilities. Don't you feel so?
Yes, definitely. Transforming yourself into such a state that you will become a role model for others.
Definitely.
Leader cannot be a leader without showing the path to others. They have to do the job on their own. Then only the followers will come.
Yes.
And leader will also make the future leader also. That is also a job of the leader.
Somebody said that first let the stove give me heat, then I will put some fuel in it. So this kind of attitude is in the society right now. First the society change, let the government change, then I will do my duty. This kind of attitude will never take us anywhere.
I know that what is my responsibility. I have to take up my responsibility. Anybody is doing his responsibility or not, I will not bother about that. My own relationship with my wife also, I would like to mention over here that we used to have fight.
There will be quarrels.
But she never forget any duty above regarding about me, even I never forgot my duty towards her. That was the beauty between our relationship.
This is really a wonderful message, because from your practical life, nowadays divorces are increasing, marriages are not very stable. Every youngster is thinking about, should I go into this marriage or not? How you look at your relationship, and if you can just throw light to more into your relationships, like with your children. How do you look at your children, their growth? Because parenting is one of the most problematic issues in the world right now. So how do you look at this issue? It will be more advantageous to your viewers.
I've got two young sons. They are fighting with each other every day. No day passes without their fight. And problem is that my wife, I keep on telling her that don't interfere. It will complicate the fight. She will interfere and it gets complicated, and sometimes I have also to, interfere that.
Yes.
So even I could not find the solution, but actually
I understand, because it is quite a difficult task too. But I think, Anup Puri ji, when as parents, when we understand our roles as parents and show that maturity and stability, then definitely things can change. Children will look at us as role models. Sometimes now, I don't know, they look at parents as kind of people who are troubling them. So this attitude should change. So regarding your profession, let us come back to the main task which you have at hand. Being a consultant, I would say a consultant, and a program coordinator, program manager for this leprosy program of government. The treatment of society towards leprosy and lepers. So what kind of change would you like to bring about in this aspect?
First of all, I would like to request you that please don't use lepers word, because this is a derogatory word and it has been banned. They are being addressed as a leprosy affected person.
Achha.
Or
this has been banned actually.
Yes, Kusht Prabhavit Vyakti. They do not require your daya. They require, they should be given chance to work. They should be trained in, they should be given vocational training. I think Ministry of Social Justice is doing something.
What kind of steps do you take to ensure their social participation?
Actually, being in the health ministry, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, I am not too much involved in that. Our mandate is to the treatment and medical rehabilitation and prevention of disability. That is our role. So as such, being in the government job, my hands are tied. Although I want to do, I would love to do, and I think that there should some association between the Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment and Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. But that is, I cannot commit on that because I'm too small to commit on that.
Being in the government, definitely there might be restrictions. How do you think that institutions like Brahma Kumaris can help in this task which you have taken up?
Yes, they can help in this task. These leprosy affected persons, they need, first of all, stigma should be removed against them. They should come for the treatment well in time so that there should not be any deformity. Through your channel, I would like to give a message that any hypopigmented match with the loss of sensation means त्वचा पे कोई हल्के रंग का दाग, मतलब त्वचा के रंग का दाग नहीं, त्वचा से थोड़ा सा हल्का, सफ़ेद भी नहीं होना चाहिए, जिसमें सेंसेशन लॉस हो गया है, वो हो, और कोई नर्व्स में डिफॉर्मिटी हो, नर्व्स थिकनिंग हो उसमें, तो ऐसी सिचुएशन में उनको अपने नियरेस्ट सेंटर में दे हैव टू रिपोर्ट टू देयर नियरेस्ट primary health center or urban health dispensary, whichever is nearer to them, show it to their doctor. Doctor will give treatment, further treatment, and treatment is available free of cost.
So every PHC has this treatment already?
No. First of all, we cannot keep drugs everywhere. Every PHC we cannot keep. Otherwise, drugs will go waste. Patient will start coming, will be kept over there. So it is available free of cost, that is sure.
Definitely, Anup Puri, I think our viewers will spread this message definitely to everyone, especially leprosy affected people who is in need of support of the society. Anup Puri, coming to the Brahma Kumaris, I hope you might have met with our senior sisters or dadis. How do you relate this experience?
Eye-opening experience. They have given their life to the organization and they have not expected anything against that. And the kind of leaders I have seen in them, kind of orators I have seen in them, kind of workers I have seen in them, they have shown all kind of good examples, and that kind of examples I hardly find in any of the organization.
What did you personally learn from Dadis that you think everyone should learn this message from Dadis? Can you relate one or two of those examples?
What I learn is that we have to give our due to the nature, to the mankind. We should not always think of taking, we should think of giving. And that gives you pleasure. If you will think of gathering money, gathering so-called material things, you will not get pleasure. It is only material things are being gathered and you are thinking that it will give me pleasure, but it will never give you pleasure.
Anup Puri, I think this focus of the society to amass more and more material wealth, as you said, and they know that they are not satisfied, but still the question is what next, what next, what next, and they are not getting, finding it difficult to getting out of this vicious cycle. What advice would you give them to get out of this vicious cycle?
Actually, why their focus is on the material things? Because there is a comparison. I start comparing my wealth with my neighbor, and my neighbor will start comparing his wealth with anybody else, XYZ, and this is how focus will come on the material things. But if we think that what is my need, what is actually my requirement, then it is very little. If we become natural, then focus will be away from that thing. We can focus on the spiritual things, we can focus on our spiritual values.
I think, Anup Puri, as you rightly said, the focus is somewhat diverting from the spiritual to the material. It has been so from many years since. And now I think we have reached such a time, we will have to think about this transformation again from the material to the spiritual. And people like you, if you can inspire more people with your words, it will be a big step towards this transformation. And definitely Brahma Kumaris is already doing this transformation. So joining together, I think we can bring this dream come true. So thanks Anup Puri, taking your time to come here and talking to all our viewers and inspiring them. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you. Om Shanti.
So friends, that has been a wonderful conversation with Mr. Anup Puri. I hope you have enjoyed the conversation, and he has given us a lot of insight from his wonderful, vast experience. And that is all this program is all about. When we talk to people with such good experiences, we learn a lot. So keep along with us in this journey of Ek Mulakat, and until we meet you again in another episode of Ek Mulakat with another great personality, it's a goodbye from all of us in the studio.